Yeah, good evening, children. Good evening, online students.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Yeah, we are continuing with hollow cylinder. So this is what we understood in the last class, this answer. Did you write down this answer? Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, let's see the next one. The cost of painting the total outside surface of a closed cylindrical oil tank. Cylindrical oil tank, closed cylindrical oil tank. See, cylinder, it's an oil tank. So obviously the base has to be covered. See, when at the cylinder, we have a few questions in our mind. Is it open at both the ends? Correct? Is it open? Is the cylinder open at both the ends? Or is it open at only one end? Like one end is closed, the other end is open. Or is it closed at both the ends? Correct? These are the questions, right? When it's a cylinder, is it open at both the ends? Or is one end closed and the other end open? Or are both the ends closed? So that you can make out from the words used in the question. See, it's a tank. It's a tank, meaning it's used for storing something, which means the base has to be covered. It's holding a liquid. Then one end has to be closed, correct? Then only it can hold something. And on top of that, it's given closed cylindrical oil tank. That means the top is also covered. That means there's a lid. So closed cylindrical oil tank means it's closed at both the ends. Tank, the bottom is covered. It's a closed tank. The tank is closed. What do you mean by that? That means the tank has a lid. It's covered. The top is also covered. That means the material, whatever material this tank is made of, is used all over. Supposing this is made of, say, iron. So the material iron is used to build the curved surface area. It is used to build the base of the cylindrical tank. It's also used to make or build the lid of the cylindrical tank. So this material iron has been used all over, to make the CSA, to make the bottom, to make the top of the, that is the bottom meaning the base of the tank and the lid of the tank. Is that understood? Now the cost of painting the total outside surface of a closed cylindrical oil tank at 60 paise per square decimeter is rupees 237.60. So now just take an example in our day-to-day life. So supposing the fruit seller is at your doorstep and you want to buy apples from him, and he says 1 kg of apples costs say 120 rupees. 120 rupees. So if you want to buy 3 kgs, you can calculate, right? So 120 into 3, 360. He will only tell you the rate. You can find the cost. He'll tell you the rate, like for 1 kg, it is 120 rupees. So depending on your requirement, you can decide how much you have to spend in buying the apples. So if you want 3 kgs, you'll have to spend 120 into 3, 360 rupees. In the same way here, the person who's going to paint your tank, he's given his rate. He will charge you 60 paise per square decimeter. That's his rate. For painting 1 square decimeter, that's an area. He will not say length of, he will not charge you based on length or something. See, when he applies the paint, it covers some area. When he applies the brush, when he swipes the brush like that, it covers some area, right? So the painter says to paint an area of 1 decimeter square. To paint an area of 1 decimeter square, his charges are 60 paise. All right. So now you have to calculate. அப்ப நான் எவ்வளவு செலவு பண்ணும் இந்த டேங்கை பெயிண்ட் பண்ணணும்னா நான் எவ்வளவு செலவு பண்ணணும்னா நீங்க என்ன கண்டுபிடிப்பீங்க? டேங்க் எங்கெல்லாம் பெயிண்ட் பண்ணும்? All over you have to paint. All over means where all? the curved, not inside, outside, the body. So where all will you paint? The CSA you will paint. Then you will paint the lid. Then you will paint the bottom. That means everywhere you're painting, no? That means the total surface area. You're painting the TSA of the tank. And the formula is 2 pi r into r plus h. So that is your requirement. That area is your requirement. He is telling 1 decimeter square 60 paise. So you should find out how many decimeter square you want to paint. Or how many centimeter square. You can always convert decimeter to centimeter or centimeter to decimeter. Whatever. So he is telling for this area 60 paise. You should find out, like he says 1 kg 120 rupees. So you will think how much would I buy? In the same way here, he says 1 decimeter square 60 paise. Now how many decimeter square of area is there on your tank? That you only have to find. Okay, he will check, but I'm just telling you. So that you have to find. So once you find that, multiply by 60 paise, you can find the total cost. And that total cost is 237 rupees 60 paise. So that means the painter has painted up your tank and you have settled him. You have paid him 237 rupees 60 paise. So how did you calculate that? The total surface area into 60 paise. Like 3 kgs into 120 rupees. The total surface area. 1 decimeter square, 60 paise. Supposing some 50 decimeter square will be 50 into 60. Okay. So you have to find out. So that total cost is given as 230 rupees, 237 rupees 60 paise. So what is the equation? So in volumes and surface areas, it's all about writing the first line, that equation in words. You need to write that first line, which will be an equation in words. Okay, so what is the equation you're going to write in words? The TSA. Okay, the TSA of the tank into the rate is equal to the total cost. Is equal to the total cost. Now, not to, have this doubt, why TSA, why not volume? Or we are not pouring something into the tank. We are painting the body of the tank, which is, you're touching this, the painter will be touching the surfaces. The painter will be touching the, somebody's mic is enabled, disable your mic.
Ma'am, this is Anirudhan. Are you sharing something, ma'am?
Oh my God. Sorry. Yeah. Well, anyways, I was just reading the question. Yeah. Thank you, Anirudhan.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I've shared. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay. So let me write this again. So the total surface area of the tank into the rate will be the total cost. Will be the total cost. Okay. So like 1 decimeter square is 60 paise. Whatever is your total surface area, so 1 decimeter square 60 paise. Supposing your total surface area is 50 decimeter square. So 50 decimeter square will be 15 to 60 paise, right? So the equation in words is total surface area of the cylinder multiplied by the rate is equal to the total cost. That's the equation. TSA of the cylinder into the rate is equal to the total cost. Is the equation. Now, what is the TSA? Total surface area formula 2 pi r into r plus h into the rate 60 paise. 60 paise. So always convert that to rupees. Okay, so 60 paise in rupees is 60 by 100. So TSA formula we've written into the rate is equal to the total cost 237 rupees 60 paise. You can remove that zero, or if you want to write it, that zero has no value there. It's the same, you can just remove it. It's so I normally take away the unwanted zeros. Now the thing, and one more thing is this is in rupees, so you cannot write this in paise. This is in rupees, so you cannot write this in paise. So we don't have an option here. It's not that you can write 60 paise or you can write 60 by 100. No, there's no choice there. This is in this money is in rupees, so this one also should be in rupees. Only wherever you see in an equation you might be using different units like centimeter, rupees and all that. But if it is centimeter, it should be centimeter everywhere. If it is paise, it should be paise everywhere. If it's rupees, rupees everywhere. On one side in centimeter, other side in meter. On one side in paise, the other side in rupees, no. Okay, now, so continuing with this. So 2 into 22/7 into radius and height. What is given? The height of the tank is 6 times the radius. The height is 6 times radius. See here, just write the same thing in as an equations here. Height is 6 times radius. Whatever you read, just write. Whatever you read, write it, like in a shorter form, like using symbols, so you understand better. I'm just reading from there. The height h is, this means equal to 6 times. 6 times means 6 into radius r. So h is equal to 6r. So r is r. Where there is h, you write 6r. R is r. See, the thing is, in one equation, we should have only one unknown. In one equation, if we have one unknown, we can solve the equation and find the value of that unknown. So in 8th standard, solving equations for x, you will have a linear equation. You will be given one linear equation and one variable x. So you solve and you find the value of x. So in one equation, if you have one unknown, you can solve and find the value of that unknown. But if you have two unknowns like r and h in one equation, you cannot find any value. You cannot find r, nor can you find h. For that, you should have another equation or some other information. If you have one equation and one unknown, you can solve and find the value of that unknown. So when we started, we had two unknowns, r and h. No, that you cannot solve and find anything. So you have to like take away h and write it in terms of r, or you should take away r and write it in terms of h. That is the equation. You should have only h or only r. Now we have only r. So now you can also convert this decimal to a fraction. If you're not comfortable, you can convert the decimal to a fraction like this. Now you'll ask me, you remove that 0, so you're getting 10. What if you put the 0? If I had the 0, then I should write 100. If you had written it as 237.60, then write it as 23760 by 100. If you had an supposing, then you can write that, but you should. So I normally take away the unwanted zeros. So I did not. So I will have only by 10. Meaning I removed the zeros, right? So 10. So this one by 10. Now you should know how to solve this and find the value of r. So now I'll read the question for you. The cost of painting the total outside surface of a closed cylindrical oil tank at 60 paise per square decimeter. 1 decimeter square. To paint 1 decimeter square, 60 paise. So the total cost is rupees 237.60. That is the total cost given. The height of the tank is 6 times the radius of the base of the tank. Find its volume, correct to 2 decimal places. You need to find the volume of the tank. The question is to find the volume of the tank, correct to 2 decimal places. So to find the volume of the tank, you need two values, radius and height. You need h. Now r, working this, you can find r. And once you find r, we know h is equal to 6r, no? So supposing r is 2, 6 into 2, 12 is height. If r is 2, h is 6 into r, so 6 into 2, 12. Now you have the values of r and h. And the formula to find the volume of a cylinder is pi r square h. So substitute in this formula and find the volume. Now, shall we leave some space to write the question later and write down the answer alone? Shall we do that? Yeah, let's try that. If that's taking too much time, then maybe I'll explain a bunch of answers today and I'll share the images. You can complete it at home. How does that sound for you? If I just explain today, this is going to be number work. There's nothing like What if I have trouble in working? It's all worked. Will that be fine? If I just explain and then share the images with you, can you complete this at home before Friday? All of you? Now in this question, so I'll just run through this answer. So you can see here, don't go wrong here. R plus 6R is 7R. R plus 6R is 7R. And 7R into R is 7R square. So when you work this, and cancelling and all that, you cannot see, children. I don't want you to write like this. You in your book, I should see the cancelling. Here you will not see that, right? I have cancelled. Don't think how she suddenly got 9. You should simplify. Now here in the tables of 11, you can simplify. The denominator 44, you can use the tables of 11 and simplify. So on simply, now you don't use a calculator and put 9. Then in the exam, you will not know. Okay, so you should simplify in the tables of 11. So it's exactly divisible and the answer is 9. So R square is equal to 9. So R is equal to square root of 9, which is 3. Once you find R, H you can find 6R and then pi R square H. The CSA, actually now what they've done is cuboid, cylinder, 8th standard. Cone, sphere, hemisphere, 9th standard. Okay. But this was not announced for you in 8th standard. So in 8th standard, you wouldn't have learned cylinders in detail. You would have learned maybe some basic, but not in detail. Now, if I say that you would have learned it in 8th standard, how is it possible? You have not learned in 8th standard, which is why I'm doing it. I don't know if, yeah, so I'm doing this because I don't think you would have learned cylinders in detail in 8th standard. Maybe you've done cube and cuboid. Cylinder, to what extent they've done, I can't imagine. So I thought it's better I do it. All right, that's what I'm doing. Otherwise, now on, it's going to be cube, cuboid, cylinder for 8th standard. Cone, sphere, hemisphere for 9th standard. Next one, the CSA and volume of a cylindrical, sorry, the CSA and volume of a pillar are 264 meters square and 396 meter cube respectively. Now, when you read this, pillar can be cylindrical or cuboidal also. You can't say, normally the pillars which we come across, yeah, you can see the pillar here. It's cuboidal. The pillar in the classroom is cuboidal. It's not cylindrical. But we do find cylindrical pillars in temples and other places, right? Yeah. So pillars normally are cuboidal. Say very commonly we see cylindrical and cuboidal pillars. So, but here it's not given. The curved surface area and the volume of a pillar. So now you have a doubt. Pillar, what pillar? Cuboidal or cylindrical? But later in the question, find the diameter and height of the pillar. So that clarifies the doubt we have in our mind. It is a cylindrical pillar because diameter. If it was a cuboidal pillar, then it is only length, breadth, and height. Now that pillar in the classroom, cuboidal pillar, that one is a cuboid, right? It's a cuboidal pillar. That cuboidal pillar does not have radius. It has length, breadth, and height. It doesn't have radius. Only a cylindrical pillar will have radius. So find the diameter and height of the pillar, meaning it is a cylindrical pillar, not a cuboidal pillar. Now, when in such cases, you know what, when we have two equations, you can add the two equations, subtract the two equations. See, when you have two equations, supposing you have x is equal to 9, y is equal to, okay, I'm taking two very simple forms of equations. X is equal to 9, y is equal to 5. Two equations there. Now I can add these two equations. X plus y is equal to 14. I can subtract the two equations. I can subtract the two equations. X minus y is equal to what? 4. I can multiply the two equations. What will I get? What will I get? What is the equation? X into y is equal to 45. I can also divide the two equations. What will I get? Online students, when you divide the two equations, no, like before that, what is equal to? அதுக்கு முன்னாடி 1 by முன்னாடி 9 by 5. Okay, so when you divide the two equations, you get x by y is equal to 9 by 5. So what I'm trying to say is when you have two equations, you can add the two equations, subtract the two equations, multiply the two equations, divide the two equations, all fine. Now here what we're going to do is we're going to divide the two equations. We're going to write CSA is 264 and volume is 396. This is what is given to us, right? This is given to us. CSA is 264 and volume is 396 is what is given to us. Now we're going to divide these two. We're going to divide these two. I said when you have two things, you can do anything, right? So we are dividing. Now, what is CSA? 2 pi r. See, I'm sure you have not memorized the formula. No, I shouldn't be encouraging you by smiling. Please memorize the formula, okay? Yeah. I'm not. Okay, don't mistake my smile. Please memorize the formula by the next class. Okay. Volume pi r square h is equal to, you can simplify this. Okay, you can simplify. I'm not now, but you should cancel and simplify this. So now what happens here? Pi and pi gets cancelled. H and h gets cancelled. We don't know the value. We don't want the value also. They get cancelled. So whatever be the value. Yeah, one second. I haven't done. So value இருந்தாலும் value தெரிஞ்சாலும் எப்படியும் cancel தானே போகுது. 50. Even if you know the value, they're going to get cancelled. So we don't know the value. H and h gets cancelled. Pi and pi gets cancelled. And r and r square. So we'll have one r in the denominator, correct? Is equal to something by something. So all are numbers. Only one r is there. All the others are numbers, correct? So in this equation, there's only one variable, only one unknown. So you can work this and find the value of r. Yes or no? So this is one of the ideas. That's all. So you can do this. Now, children, don't do this and, I don't want to use the word cheat. What is a better word? Don't copy it as it is. And okay, please do the calculations. I don't know. I'm not finding the right word. Please do the calculation. இதை எழுதிட்டு அடுத்த ஸ்டெப்ல 2/3 போடக்கூடாது. எப்படி 2/3 வந்துட்டு நீங்க கேன்சல் பண்ணணும். நீங்க டைரக்டா உங்களுக்கு 2, 3 வராது. நீங்க சிம்பிளிஃபை பண்ணிட்டே வரணும். அப்புறமா எங்கேயோ இங்க 2, 3 வரும். You will be doing a series of cancelling. Finally, you will get 2/3. Now, because I have written 2/3 here. Don't think how to, which tables to. உங்களுக்கு எப்படி தெரியும்? நீங்க வர்க் பண்ணிச்சு இது 2/3 னு தெரியாது உங்களுக்கு. So நீங்க என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க? You will start simplifying the tables of 2. So 2 1s are 2 3s are 2 2s are 2 1s are 2 9s are 18 8s are. So like this you keep doing. You don't look at this 2/3 and you put okay some tables 2/3. No, don't do that. Please don't do that. Please simplify and then see that you get 2/3. Okay. We already know. Now we cross multiply and we find the value of R3. Now the question is to find the diameter. So R is 3, so diameter is 2 into 3, 6. And then the question is to find the height of the pillar. Height of the pillar. See, I'm watching everybody here. I don't say some people are not at all attentive. They just come. Neither babysitting பண்ற மாதிரி. Babysitting இல்லை இது வந்து adolescent sitting. Okay. So this is not for everyone. When I use this term to the class, I'm not telling everybody. If you feel you're sitting like that, then it is for you. So yeah, you shouldn't feel Offended or hurt? நான் நல்லா தான் கவனிக்கிறேன். இவங்க வந்து எல்லாரும் யாரோ பண்ணதுக்கு என்னையும் சேர்த்து சொல்றாங்க. நான் யாரையும் சேர்த்து சொல்றேன். If you feel you're doing that, then it is for you. So I'm seeing you're just sitting like, as I'm just taking care of you. Your parents are busy, so they want me to take care of you for 3 hours. So they've left you here, and I'm like showing some movie which you're not able to understand. So you're looking down, you're looking there, looking at the watch, looking at that clock. Look at your watch, look at that clock. Yeah. Online students, I don't know what's happening there. So see, that's what you're doing in the class, in right in front of me. And do you think I have to tell you or remind you your responsibility? No. You're coming all the way from your home for what? You know that. I'll punish you today for what you did that day now. Keep quiet, don't laugh. So please be responsible. That's all I can say. No focus, absolutely. Absolutely no focus. Okay. Yeah, children. So I was telling you, so radius we found, so diameter, then height of the pillar. So to find the height of the pillar, CSA is given, no? Curved surface area is 264. So write that CSA is 264. You'll be like wondering why she's writing CSA. Because what is CSA? 2 pi RS is 264. We want an equation. How to find H? We want some equation where there is H. And we can solve, so that we can substitute the other values and solve that and find H. Suddenly, how to find H? You need some equation, right, to solve. So we're just writing that information which is given. CSA is 264, which means 2 pi RH is equal to 264. Now 2 into 22 by 7 into R is 3. R is 3 into H is equal to 264. See here. Now in this equation we have H. So we can solve this and find the value of H. You can also write pi R square H is equal to, you can also write pi R square H is equal to 396. Why do we write that? Because we want an equation to find H. You can also write this one. So then 22 by 7 into R square, that is 3 into 3, 9, into H is equal to 396. So here see, we have an equation now. Now you can solve this equation and find the value of H. So you can write anything. You can write CSA or volume, any one. You'll get the same answer for both. You should get the same answer. So in this, so this idea you should remember. So like when two different information like CSA and volume is given to you, write the two things and divide them. CSA by volume, and also you can divide in any order. You can also write volume by CSA. There is not, see, when you have x is equal to 9 and y is equal to 4, you can also divide like this, the second equation by the first equation. Y by x is equal to 4 by 9 is also correct. You can also subtract y minus x is equal to 4 minus 9. Any order you can add, subtract, multiply, any ways you can do. There's nothing like this should come first, that should come second. No. So here also you can write volume by CSA also. I wrote CSA by volume because CSA and volume is given. You can also write volume by CSA. Volume by CSA is equal to 396 by 260. So first we do that division and we get the value of R. Double the value of R is the diameter. So that is one part of the answer. Then the next question, height. So for height, yeah. Yeah. So I was saying we can divide in any order, I was saying, right? Where did I stop? Hmm? No, okay. Okay. I was also saying that you can also divide volume by CSA. You will get the same thing. R3 and I lost my chain of thoughts. Anyway, so R is 3, double it diameter. And then to find the value of H, use any one equation. Use volume is equal to or CSA is equal to. Substitute the value of R and you'll get the value of H. So now this is an idea. Okay, you should remember this idea. So a different question also you can, with similar information, you can apply the idea there. So working variety of questions is accumulating different methods and ideas. So using this only you crack a new sum in the exam. If at all you get a completely different situation, you have so many ideas and concepts in your mind. So using one of them, you can crack that question. Okay, next one. How many cubic meters of earth? How many cubic meters of earth meaning volume? Cubic meters. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to say. Sorry. I just forgot to mention one thing about this one. So here, children, when you find the value of R, this is the first question. When you find the value of R, it's 3, right? Take care of the unit. What is 3? 3 decimeter. 3 decimeter. Okay, then H will be 18 decimeter. And when you substitute R and H in decimeter, the volume will be in decimeter cube. I'm talking about the first one of today's class. Since it is per square decimeter, R you get will be 3 decimeter. So height is 18 decimeter. When you substitute R and H in the formula, you will get decimeter cube. You will get the volume in decimeter cube, right? Right? Now, supposing you have to convert this to centimeter cube. Supposing you have to convert this one to centimeter cube or some other unit. Supposing you have to find it in meter cube. Find the volume in meter cube. Now write the metric chart of length, millimeter, centimeter, decimeter, meter, decameter, hectometer, kilometer. All right. Where are we? Decimeter. What is the required unit? Say, for example, centimeter. Okay. So centimeter. Now, when you write it in ascending order like this, when you write it in the ascending order like how I have written, if you have to convert downwards, you'll have to divide. If you have to convert a smaller unit to a larger unit, you'll have to divide. If you're converting upwards, a larger unit to a smaller unit, you'll have to multiply. If you write it like this, downwards divide. Down means divide. D. Down D. Divide D. Down means divide. So the other one, when you're converting upwards, you should multiply. When I say downwards, what do I mean? Like if you're converting centimeter to decimeter, divide. If you're converting meter to hectometer, divide. If you're converting decameter to kilometer, you're coming down the chart. So divide. But here it's in decimeter, and supposing we need to convert it to centimeter. So decimeter to centimeter, you're going up, right? Decimeter to centimeter upwards. So you should multiply. Now the next thing is multiply by what? By what? Okay, now decimeter, centimeter. See, I'll write it again here. Millimeter, centimeter, decimeter. We need to convert decimeter to centimeter like this, correct? We're going up. We're going up. So we have to multiply. By what? 10. So supposing millimeter, centimeter, decimeter, meter, decameter, hectometer, kilometer. Supposing you have to convert hectometer to centimeter like this. Okay, so you're converting upwards like this you are doing. Hectometer to centimeter upwards, so multiply. Multiply by what? 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. Start with 1 and keep putting zeros. You're converting hectometer to centimeter, right? So just you understand from where I started 1. So from here, start with 1 and keep adding zeros. So this is the number. 10,000 is the number. Got the number? Got how to? So this is how you find the number. Whether it is 10, 100,000, 10,000. This is how you find the number. And then the next thing is if you should multiply or divide. Downwards divide. Upwards multiply. So using this, I have to convert decimeter to centimeter. So the number is 10. Whether you're converting centimeter to decimeter or decimeter to centimeter, the number is 10 only. That will not change. Converting decimeter to centimeter or centimeter to decimeter, for both the number is 10. When you're converting decimeter to centimeter, we multiply because upwards. When you're converting centimeter to decimeter, you're coming down. Centimeter to decimeter, you're coming down. So we divide. The difference is in division or multiplication, but the number will be the same. So the number is 10, right? Decimeter to centimeter, the number is 10. And you're converting upwards. So we'll have to multiply. Now multiply by 10. If you're converting decimeter to centimeter, we multiply by 10. When you're converting decimeter square to centimeter square, do that 2 times. Into 10, you should do 2 times. That is into 100, you should do. And when you're converting decimeter cubed to centimeter cubed, do multiply by 10 3 times. That means you should multiply by 1000. Decimeter to centimeter into 10. Decimeter square to centimeter square, you should do 2 times. 10, 10, 2 times. So 100. Decimeter cubed, that is multiply by 100. Decimeter cubed to centimeter cubed. If you have to convert decimeter cubed to centimeter cubed, we have to multiply because we're going upwards. Number is 10, but decimeter cubed to centimeter cubed. 10, 10, 10. 1000. So you should multiply by 1000. Whatever be the number, even if it is 10,000, even if it's 10,000, you should multiply that 3 times. If it is decimeter cube, meaning cube to cube. Am I clear? So if you have to convert this one to, centimeter cubed, it will be 509.14 into 10, 3 times 1000. So it will be 509,140 centimeter cubed. If you have to convert it to a meter cube, then it will be 509.14 divided by 1000. Because decimeter, meter, you're coming down. Decimeter, meter, you're coming down. So divide. And the number is 10, 10 only. So you should divide. And the number is 10. But it's decimeter cube to meter cube. So 3 times you should do it. 10, 10, 10. So 1000. Divide by 1000. And that will be 0.50914 meter cube. 1, 2, 3. 0.50914 meter cube. So remember this while converting. Yeah. How many cubic meters? Cubic meters meaning volume. Cubic meters meaning volume. Meter cubed of earth must be dug out to sink a well. Okay, so you want to dig a well. So how much of earth must be removed? Okay, to dig a well 14 meters deep and having a radius of 4 meters. So it's a cylindrical well. Again, wells also, they can be cuboidal also. Normally the wells in the temples, sometimes we see cuboidal wells, temple wells are cuboidal also, meaning they'll have a length, breadth and depth. The top will be a rectangle or a square, the top portion. The mouth of the well, if it is circular, if the mouth of the well is circular, then it's a cylindrical well. If the mouth of the well is a square or a rectangle, it's a cuboidal or a cubical. Cubical well, not possible because the well is very deep, right? So cubical well is not possible. Then the mouth also has to be so big. So Mostly not, but anyways, that's not the discussion. You understand what I'm trying to say. If the mouth is a square or a rectangle, it's a cuboidal well. If it's circular, it's a cylindrical well. Okay. So if the earth taken out is spread, now what do they do with the earth that is removed? When you dig to make the well, earth is removed, no? Now what do they do with that? That is spread over a plot. There's a plot of land. That earth is spread over that plot. And that plot has dimensions 25 meters by 16 meters. So there is a piece of land. There's a piece of land of dimensions 25 meters by 16 meters. The earth which is removed is dumped on that land. It's dumped there. What is the height of the platform so formed? So what's the situation? A well of radius 4 meters and depth 14 meters is being dug. The earth which is removed from the well is dumped on a piece of land. Okay, it's dumped on a plot of length 25 meters and breadth 16 meters. So when you dump the earth on that land, obviously there's an increase in the surface. What is that height of the platform so formed is a question. So when you dump it there and you level it, there's a platform kind of thing formed. So what is the height of the platform? Is a question. For all this, you can make your work easy if you write that first equation in words. Write the equation, read the question, understand and write the equation, the first line, meaning you get started with that equation in words. Once you can write that, you can convert that to symbols. Okay, so I'll explain more clearly what I mean. See here. Now, from this, what we understand is volume of the earth removed from the well is equal to volume of the platform. Is this correct? Now the platform, how will it be? The platform is cuboidal, right? The platform, it has length, breadth, and now it has height. So it will be cuboidal. Just visualize. On the piece of land, they've dumped the earth. So now that land is raised, which we call the platform. Now that platform, that entire thing will now look cuboidal because it has length, breadth, and height. Okay, so the entire thing is the platform now. The entire thing is the platform. Correct. So the volume of the earth removed from the well is equal to the volume of the platform. இங்க இந்த remove பண்ண earth எல்லாம் அங்க dump பண்ணியாச்சு. முன்னாடி volume இருக்குல்ல because it was only the land was just a surface. Volume has happened only after dumping the earth there. Earlier there was no volume at all. There was only the surface of the land. The earth is dumped on the land and now that shape, that cuboidal shape is the platform. So the volume of the earth which is removed from the well is equal to the volume of the platform. Volume of the platform meaning volume of the earth and the platform. Volume of the earth removed from the well is equal to volume of the earth in the platform. So from this, what you understand is whenever you have to compare or equate two things, you can only equate their volumes, not area. Now, for example, if you have a block of clay, you make the entire clay, you use a clay to make a cylinder, okay? And you use the same clay to make a cone. The volume of the cylinder will be equal to the volume of the cone. Their surface areas will differ. Their surface areas will differ. When you change something from one form, one solid to another solid, their volumes will be the same. There are surface areas, nothing else. Like nothing else you can say will be the same. Maybe, but the volumes will always be the same. When a solid is transformed from one form to another, you have something in the form of a cylinder. Then you melt it and you recast it in the form of a cone. Their volumes will be equal. Surface areas may change. That's what is here. Volume of the earth removed from the well is equal to the volume of the earth in the platform. Now, how do you find the volume of the earth which is removed from the well? Pi r square h. Pi r square h is equal to, what's the volume of the earth in the platform? LBH. LBH, that's all. LB, but there's H here and H here, no? So differentiate. So put H1. Or you can put H1 here and H2 here. All that is your choice. Or you know that the well is deeper than the height of this platform. So you can use a capital H here and a small h here. So all that is left to you. Because you know that the well is deeper, so you want to use a capital letter here. And you can use a small letter here. So these are the different ways of differentiating or distinguishing the heights. Formula rendu small letter h தான். அதுக்குன்னு small letter h போட்டு ரெண்டுத்தையும் cancel பண்ணிடக்கூடாது. Number value வேற. H. The height of the well is more than the height, will be more than the height of the platform. Simply because they both are small letter h, you cannot cancel it. Their numerical values are not the same. So you should differentiate like this. Or I said you can put H1 here and H2 here. Or you can just have this as H and you can put this as H1. Anything is fine. That's all. Now we have the equation. We just have to substitute here and fine. I'll just substitute and show you. So pi r square h is equal to LBH1. So 22 by 7 into 4 into 14. Oh, 4 into 4. Because r square, no? R square. So 4 into 4 into h 14 is equal to 25. Now, are the units the same, children? Yeah. 14 meters, 4 meters, 25 meters, 16 meters. It's meters everywhere. Sometimes, idan centimeter unit marinda, you should have everything in the same unit. Any same unit, you can have everything in centimeter, everything in meter. It's called everything in centimeter, everything in the same unit. Any unit, same unit. So 25 into 16 into H1, correct? Now see, all are numbers, only H1 is a variable. Everything numbers. So you can, so this is one equation where there's only one variable H1. So you can solve and find the value of H1. So it was easy because we wrote this one. Whatever you understand from reading the question, write that. அந்த கொஸ்டினே மறுபடியும் ஃபுல்லா எழுதக்கூடாது. உங்களுக்கு என்ன புரிஞ்சுதோ கொஸ்டின் இருந்து அதை இந்த வால்யூம் CSA using those terms you must write. Use the words volume, CSA, whatever. Use those words and write. Don't write the question again. Yeah, so from reading this question, we understood that the volume of the earth is the same in both the cases. Volume of the earth which is removed from the well will be the same as the volume of the earth in the platform. So write that. So both the volumes are the same. So here it is pi r square h, there it is LBH. Okay, so here I've done it in a different way. Don't worry, children. This one, it's the same thing I've done here. I'll just work it the way I explained now. I'll share that image with you. So don't get confused. But I can just tell you what I've done here. I found the volume of the earth which is dug out, 704. So the volume of the earth spread over the plot will be 704, no? This one, see, volume of the earth spread over the plot is this 704 only. The volume of the earth which is dug out is pi r square h. So this one. Now this earth is only now on the platform. So the volume of the earth spread over the plot is 704. So L into B into H1 is equal to 704. Okay. Yeah. A metallic sphere of radius 21 centimeters. Okay, before I say this, online students, use the emoji, raise your hand. Okay, thank you, children. Any questions, online students?
Here are some results from a certain.
All right. Okay. Yeah, before I do this, now when you have a cylindrical vessel, okay, any vessel, I'm just saying cylindrical vessel here, and if water is filled to a height of 7 say centimeters, the total height is 14 centimeters. Okay, there are two things here. Volume of the water in the cylinder, volume of the cylinder. Volume of the cylinder, now I'll give you the value for radius also. Volume of cylinder will be pi r square h, r square into h. But volume of water will be pi r square into h. If you're finding the volume of the water, take the height of the water. If you're finding the volume of the vessel, take the height of the vessel. Pi r square will be the same. Pi r square is common. The liquid will take the shape of the container, right? So the liquid in the vessel will be cylindrical. The liquid in the vessel will be cylindrical. So what will be the volume of the liquid or the volume of the water? The shape is cylindrical. The liquid is in the vessel in the shape of a cylinder because it's a cylindrical vessel, right? So how will you find its volume? Pi r square h. So pi into whatever is the radius square into height is the height of the water. But if you want to find the height of the cylinder, then you should take h as 14 because the height of the cylinder is 14 centimeters. The height of the water in the cylinder is 7 centimeters. So if you take height as 14, you're finding the volume of the cylinder, the vessel. If you take the height as 7, you're finding the volume of the water. Is that understood? Now, when you drop an object into the vessel, okay, you drop a spherical, what is this, metallic sphere? Okay, so you drop a spherical object inside the water. Now, what will happen? You all know that the level of the water will rise up. The level of the water will rise up. How much it will rise up, we don't know, but it will rise up. It may overflow if, see, it can overflow also. It depends. If the water is almost full, like if it's almost like this, then maybe when you drop the, whatever object, the water might overflow. Or if the vessel is full of water, when you drop something, water will overflow. Okay, now we are considering the case where the water doesn't overflow because the vessel is not completely filled with water. The vessel is not completely filled with water. The vessel is half filled or somewhat filled with water. So when you drop an object inside this, the level of the water will rise up, correct? Now, your question is to find the height, the increase in height. The question will be to find the increase in height. Now, we are talking only about now this volume. What can you say about this volume? When you drop the object, the height of the water increases by this much, right? So this volume will be equal to the volume of this object. This volume, the water level was here. Now it is here. So there is some volume of liquid here, no? Which is also cylindrical in shape. Which is also cylindrical in shape. There is liquid here, which is also cylindrical in shape. Now this volume of the liquid is equal to the volume of the object. So cylindrical vessel, partly filled with water, an object is dropped. An object is dropped. So the level of the water rises up. This is the initial level. Now after dropping the object, this is the final level of the water. So this is the volume of the water in that increased portion. This volume of water, see, remember that the volume in this, the shape of the water in this portion is also cylindrical. The shape of the water in this portion is also cylindrical. So the volume of the water here will be equal to the volume of the object. Volume of the water here is equal to the volume of the object. So volume of water here, okay, this volume of water is equal to the volume of the object. Volume of a sphere, let me say sphere. Now for the sphere, the formula I haven't told you, but if you have learned in school, it's 4/3 pi r cube. Okay, for anything, see, like for a circle, you only need one value r. Sphere also only one thing, r. If you know the radius, you can find its volume, CSA, TSA. Same for a hemisphere. Hemisphere also. Radius, if you know, that's all it has. You know the radius, you can find volume, CSA, TSA, everything. Like a circle. Like for a circle, you just need the radius, right? Okay. Now, volume of the water there is equal to the volume of the sphere. What's the volume of the sphere? 4/3 pi r cube. Formula. 4/3 pi r cube. What's the volume of the water? Pi r square h. So cylindrical. Cylindrical, no? So pi r square h is equal to 4/3 pi r cube. This is the equation. So pi and pi will get cancelled on both the sides. Now we'll have to substitute. What's the radius? Radius will be given to you. Now here you see here, what's the radius of the vessel? The diameter of the vessel is 1.68 meters. Diameter is 1.68 meters. It's given. So you'll substitute the radius. You'll substitute radius. And the height of the water, we don't know. This height of the water. You should take only this height of the water. Because only this height of the water is equal to the volume of the sphere. So this height of the water we don't know is equal to 4/3 into r cube. See, it's given radius of the sphere. 21 centimeters is given. Radius is 21 centimeters is given. So you'll substitute that. So that means only h is not known. Only h is not known. So you can solve this and find the value of h. And that will be only this h. Because when you equate something to 4/3, when you equate something to the object which is dropped, so you're equating some volume to the volume of the sphere. What is equal to the volume of the sphere? Only that water in the increased portion. Only that volume of water will be equal to the volume of the sphere. So you will correspondingly get only this height of the water. You will not get the total height of the water. How will you get? We are equating pi r square h to 4/3 pi r cube, which is the volume of the sphere. The volume of the sphere represents only this volume of the water. The volume of the sphere represents only this volume of the water. So you will only get this height of the water. And you should have everything in the same unit. Diameter is in meters. See, that I'll not tell you every time, that you should always watch out for. Radius is in centimeter here, here it is in meter. So you should have everything in the same unit. All right. Let's go through that. And I've used R1, R because there are two radius, one of the cylinder, another of the sphere. Two different things. So R, you should not write. Either small r, capital R, or R1, R2. Or one is R, the other is R1. Anybody can be R, the other one will be R1. Yeah, this is easy. You can help yourself. Yeah. Now this again is about a hollow cylinder. A hollow cylinder is also called a cylindrical shell. A hollow cylinder is also called a cylindrical shell. The inner diameter of a cylindrical wooden pipe is 24 centimeters and its outer diameter, inner diameter, outer diameter. That means it's a hollow cylinder. I told you whenever there are two radii given, inner, outer, internal, external, then it's a hollow cylinder. The inner diameter of a cylindrical wooden pipe is 24 centimeters and its outer diameter is 28 centimeters. Length is 35 centimeters. So length is the height. Find the mass of the pipe if 1 centimeter cubed of wood has a mass of 0.6 grams. So see, the question is very simple. This pipe is made of wood. This pipe is made of wood. And it has some this volume of wood. Like I was telling you, 1 kg of apples, 120 rupees. In the same way, this volume of wood, 1 centimeter cubed, this volume of wood has a mass of 0.6 grams. So 1 centimeter cube of wood, 0.6 grams. 2 centimeter cube of wood, 0.6 into 2 grams. 3 centimeter cubed of wood will have a mass of 0.6 into 3 grams. Correct? 10 centimeter cubed of wood will have a mass of 0.6 into 10 grams. So the for one, like 1 centimeter cube meaning 1 cubic unit. For 1 cubic unit, this is the mass. So you must find out how many cubic units or how many centimeter cube of wood is in this cylindrical wooden pipe. Using the same wood that pipe is made, that cylindrical wooden pipe is made. It's like giving the rate for painting 1 centimeter square. To paint 1 centimeter square, 60 paise, or to paint 1 decimeter square, 60 paise. In the same way, 1 centimeter cubed of wood will have a mass of 0.6 grams. Now, using this material only, the same material, this wood, a cylindrical wooden pipe is made. So you should find the volume of the wood in that pipe. You must find the volume of wood used to make that pipe. So supposing you get 100 centimeter cube there. 1 centimeter cube, 0.6 grams. 100 centimeter cube will be 0.6 into 100 grams. And that will be the weight of the wooden pipe or the mass of the wooden pipe. So to find the volume, we understood the formula is external volume minus internal volume. Volume for a cylindrical shell. Cylindrical shell is a hollow cylinder, correct? Okay. I said the formula to find the volume is equal to internal volume minus external volume. Pi capital R square h minus pi small r square h. So pi h is common, r square minus r square. Did we write down the formula the other day? Yeah, I made you write only the formula the other day. Yes. Volume is equal to pi h into capital R square minus small r square. So you should find the volume. You can also find it separately like this. I found the outer volume. Outer volume pi r square h. Inner volume pi r square h. Volume of the wood they used is outer volume minus inner volume. So the mass will be this volume into 0.6 grams. Why? Because 1 centimeter cubed is 0.6 grams. So many centimeter cubed, 5720 centimeter cubed will be this one into 0.6 grams. We have to find volume because they've given 1 centimeter cube of wood. So we should find volume. Not to get confused why you're not finding total surface area. That's because they've given, see, a mass of the pipe. You should find the mass of the pipe if 1 centimeter cube of wood has a mass of 0.6 grams. So here itself you can make out that it's volume. 1 centimeter cube. Centimeter cube is a unit for volume. You should find volume. And for a hollow cylinder, how do you find volume? Find the outer volume, find the inner volume, subtract to get the volume of the wood. I told you the other day, it's like as if it's a solid cylinder. And from the solid cylinder, from the middle, you're removing a cylinder of the same height, but a smaller radius. That's how you can imagine a hollow cylinder. Like as if initially it was a solid block of cylinder. And from that, you're removing one cylinder from the middle. You're hollowing out a cylinder. You're scooping out a cylinder from the middle of the same height, but a smaller radius. Same center, of course. So if you remove a cylinder like that from the middle, the resultant is a hollow cylinder. Just imagine from your from the like the pencils which are perfectly cylindrical. If you remove that lead, if you remove the graphite from the middle, what remains is a hollow cylinder. What is a pencil made up of? A pencil is actually there is a cylindrical Okay, the graphite in the middle is cylindrical, right? Lead or graphite used is cylindrical. Now don't talk about the octane pencils which have a different shape. We are talking about the regular cylindrical pencils. Okay, so yeah, cylindrical, piece of graphite in the middle, and that graphite is surrounded by a wooden case, wooden pencil. No, so the graphite is supported or protected with a wooden case, right? So what is the pencil made up of? The pencil is the graphite and the wood together. When you say pencil, you're talking about the wood and the graphite. Together is the pencil. Wood and the graphite in the middle, together is a pencil. Now from the pencil, if you remove the graphite from the middle, if you remove that cylindrical graphite from the middle, what remains is only wood. And that wood is a hollow cylinder. It's not a solid cylinder because it will be open at both the ends. That is what is a hollow cylinder. So just think of the pencil. It's a solid cylinder. Now what did you do? From the middle, you remove that graphite. Now what happened to what is remaining is only the wood. It's not the pencil. What remains is only the wood. And that wood is a hollow cylinder. Why? Because you removed the cylinder from the middle. It's open. Both the ends are open now. You can see a tiny opening at both the ends. Yeah, so that's a hollow cylinder. So that's why the formula to find the volume is, now which is the hollow cylinder? The wood is the hollow cylinder, right? The wood is the hollow cylinder. So how will you find the volume of the wood? You will first find the volume of the pencil and subtract the volume of the graphite. You will find the volume of the pencil first. And from that you will subtract the volume of graphite. What you get is the volume of the wood. That's what we have done here. Outer volume is a total volume. And you're removing something from the middle. That is only the inner volume. When you subtract, you get the volume of the wood. So, yeah, after finding that volume, you should multiply with the mass. 1 centimeter cubed is 0.6 grams. So multiply by 0.6 to get the mass of the pipe. So this is volume. Understood this? Now see a similar situation in area. Read this question. Okay. So similar it is a metal pipe 77 centimeters long. A metal pipe is 77 centimeters long. The inner diameter of the cross section is 4 centimeters and the outer diameter 4.4 centimeters. Find inner CSA, outer CSA, TSA. So inner diameter divided by 2. Inner diameter divided by 2 will be the inner diameter divided by 2 will be the inner radius. Outer diameter divided by 2 will be the outer radius, the value of small r and capital R. So what's the formula to find the CSA 2 pi RH? So inner CSA will be 2 pi small RH. Outer CSA will be 2 pi capital RH. I've told you that H is the same. Height of the cylinder is the same. Inner CSA, inner radius. Outer CSA, outer radius. And to find the total surface area, you should also find the wall. You should also find the areas of the circular rings on the top and bottom. Pi r square minus r square. The top and bottom. On the top, you will find something like this. Top of the hollow cylinder. On top of the hollow cylinder, you will find this space. Bottom also, you will find that space. So that area is pi r square minus r square. So this is how you calculate. Inner CSA. So see here, in the given cylinder, height is 77 centimeters. I have written 2 RS4. 2 small r meaning inner diameter. 2R means diameter, right? Instead of writing D, I'm writing 2R. 2R means diameter. 2 small r meaning inner diameter is 4. So R is equal to 2. Outer diameter is 2 capital R. Is 4.4. So capital R is 2.2. Inner CSA 2 pi small r h. Outer CSA 2 pi capital R h. Total surface area will be 2 pi inner CSA, outer CSA, and what is this one? This one is pi r square minus r square is the area of that circular ring on the top. There's another one below, so into 2 pi r square minus r square. Recall how we found the area of this one, children. This one, area of the outer circle minus the area of the inner circle, right? How will you find the area of the shaded region? How will you find the area of this shaded region? Area of the outer circle. Area of the outer circle, pi r square, minus the area of the inner circle, pi r square. So pi is common, r square minus r square is the area of this portion. That's what is here. Here and here. That's what is here and here. So pi r square minus r square into 2. So 2 pi RH plus pi r square minus r square into 2. This one we already found 968. This one we already found 1064.8. Now here we have to substitute 2 into 22 by 7 into here r square 2.2 minus r square 2 square. Then this calculation. All right. So now coming to your syllabus, cone. What's the formula? How many of you learned volumes and surface area? So what's the formula to find the volume of a cone? 1/3 pi r square h. Okay, write down this, children. One minute. So volume is 1/3 pi r square h. Curved surface area is pi r L. L is called the slant height. And total surface area is the curved surface area. Curved surface area is, you understand now what curved surface area is. So total surface area is curved surface area plus the area of the base. The curved surface area plus the area of the base. And how is the base of a cone? It's circular. So pi RL CSA plus pi r square base, circular base. Pi RL is a CSA and the base is circular, so pi r square. Pi RL plus pi r square. If you take out pi r common, in the bracket you get L plus R. So that's the formula, pi r into L plus R or R plus L. Pi r into R plus L or L plus R square units is the formula to find the TSA of a cone. And you can see the relationship between the three, Pythagoras theorem. L is like the hypotenuse, H is the perpendicular height, R is the radius. L square is equal to H square plus R square. We understand that? So L is equal to square root of H square plus R square. So I think the others you can understand yourself. I wrote that 1 first, then 2 and 3. Write in that order, 1, 2 and then 3. Have you written? Oh, you wrote only one line for each. Huh? Yeah, you can just move. Yeah, come. In our days, there will be a box of chalk piece. A box of chalk piece. The teacher will just break one into two halves and she'll just aim it at you and it will hit you so badly. All teachers are very good at aiming. Give one. And those days, parents, nobody will be entertained in the school. Teachers had full power. Oh, I'm powerless. I'm powerless. Okay, so whatever you people do, I have to, like. They had the full power. Anybody misbehaving, not listening to the teachers, not taking the teacher's instruction, அவ்வளவுதான் வீட்டுக்கு போக முடியாது. நான் 9 லைன் எழுதிருக்கேன், நீ 3 லைன் எழுதியா? நான் every year I have to write this as if I'm going to write the exam. நீ 9th மட்டும் தான் இதை எழுத போற, 10th வேற ஏதோ எழுத போற. நான் எல்லா வருஷமும் இதை எழுதிட்டு இருக்கேன். Are you writing, right? Finish writing? Right. Done writing, online students?
Done, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so L, H and R, the relation between L, H and R is L square is equal to H square plus R square. That's a relation. So we get L is equal to root of H square plus R square. Then the others, I've written the other way. H square plus R square is equal to L square. So when you transpose, you get H square is equal to L square minus R square. So H is equal to square root of L square minus R square. The same thing for R. So if you know any two out of the three, L, H and R, if you know any two, you can find the third one. If you know L and H, using this relation, you can find R. If you know L and R, you can find H. If you know H and R, you can find L. But if you know one, you cannot find the other two. Of the three, if you know two, you can find the third one. Understood? So direct application, you will know. If you're given the radius of the cone, don't bite. If you're given the radius and the height, finding the volume, that you know. Just use it in the formula and you're going to find it. Look at this question. A cone of height 24 centimeters has a curved surface area of 550 centimeters square. Okay, find its volume. I said direct applications, given the radius and height, sorry, given the radius, slant height, perpendicular height, you can find volume, CSA, TSA, that just by using the formula. Okay, let me ask you one question. Let me ask the online students first. Okay. Now, one of you online tell me, we all know how a birthday cap looks like. The conical, cap, used in the birthday parties. The conical cap. It's normally made of paper. Normally made of paper or maybe some other material, whatever be the material. Let me say paper, cardboard, I'm saying. Now, how will you find the total surface area? Okay, let me give you the values. Let me just give you the values. Say the radius is radius is 5. Just for example, centimeter will be too small. Just for example, okay, and h is equal to 12 centimeters. The question is to find the TSA of 10 such caps. Okay, conical caps. They're conical only, right? Conical caps. All right. Yeah. I want the answer from anyone online. Radius is given, height is given. We are talking about a conical birthday cap. What is the total surface area of 10 such caps? 10 such birthday caps. I don't want the numerical final answer. I just wanted to say find volume, then multiply by. I just want that idea. Just tell me like you have to use this formula and find this and then multiply that by 10 and you'll get the answer. That is enough for me. I don't want you to calculate and say anything. Yeah, Bhavshi.
Ma'am, first we should find the slant height, ma'am.
Okay. Let me find the slant height. Okay, slant height. L is equal to root of h square plus r square. Yeah, okay, yeah.
12 square plus 5 square, 144 plus 25, 169 is equal to 13, ma'am.
Very good, yeah. Okay.
Ma'am, after that in this TS.
Yeah, Bhavishya, thank you. Just a minute. So what you should notice in the formula, see the formula where you have to find area, you have to substitute R and L. See the formula. Wherever it is area, curved surface area, total surface area, we have used R and L. There is no H. Only for volume you need R and H. 1/3 pi R square H. R H for volume. See area, CSA and TSA, pi R L. Where is H? Pi R L, R L. See TSA, total surface area, area. Both the areas you have only R and L. Total surface area, pi R into R plus L or L plus R. That's why Bhavishya first found the value of L. Because area, right? So you need R and L. So she's found L. Yes, Bhavishya, next.
Next TSA is equal to pi
Yeah,
R L plus R. 5 in, 27
Okay,
into,
we'll have to substitute the values. Okay, then after that,
ma'am, after that we should cancel and we will get one
okay,
value.
that's what we got the final value. We got the final answer. Next, what is that the answer or something?
With that we should multiply into 10, ma'am.
Multiply by 10. Okay, and that will be the area of all the 10 caps. Correct? Okay, I got you. Now, friends, how many of you agree with her, disagree with her? So she first found the slant height because it's area. Whenever it is area of cone, you should have R and L. Volume, you should have R and H. Now she found slant height. And then formula to find the TSA is pi R into R plus L. That's what she said. Then she said substitute the values and that answer into 10 will be the area of 10 caps. Now tell me. How many of you agree with her? How many of you disagree with her? Agree. Agree. All of you there, anybody disagrees with Bhavishya? All of you agree. Online? All of you go with Bhavishya?
Yes, miss.
Yeah, Blessy, Aragamai, Aniruddhan. Okay, it was not clear. Fine. Now, I disagree with Bhavishya. Okay. Now, Bhavishya, can you tell me why I disagree with you? Think, all of you. She's right, but she's not wholly right. Somewhere she's wrong. No, if I say she's wrong, it will be very rude. She was right everywhere. She found the slant height, then something into 10. Everything was fine, but something is wrong. One particular thing is wrong. What's that? Okay. Now, when you look at the birthday caps, the circular part is not covered with paper. You must find area wherever the material is used. If there's no, if in a particular place there's no material used, then how can you find the area of that place or that surface? Now the conical cap has two surfaces, curved surface area and that circular portion, that area, that surface. See, if you want to feel, if it's a solid cone, like the flower pot we burst on Diwali, the flower pot, or what else is conical? Temple? Temple bell. Oh, that's not a perfect cone. Okay, we all understand. The flower pot we burn during, or that thing which you light for God, the conical thing. Okay, so there are so many things which are. So when you feel that flower pot, conical flower pot, you can just put your hand around the curved surface area and the bottom circle also. You can feel the material there also, right? The color paper, normally it is this color paper wrapped, right? Red and blue paper. So you can see the red or blue colored paper going along the CSA of the flower pot and the circle. Yes or no? Below. But in the case of a birthday cap, the conical cap, the paper is used only to make the CSA. There is no paper used in the circular portion, the circular bottom of the cone, no paper is used. Then how will you put it on your head? Wherever there is material used for that, you should find the area. So when you're making a birthday cap, you will only build the CSA using paper. That's all you will build. What will you build using paper? You'll only make the CSA. That's all. Birthday cap is ready, and then you'll fix one elastic string. Yeah, it's ready. The bottom you will not cover it. That bottom circle you will not put paper there and cover it. That material you will not cut and cover it there. Will you use paper there? No. So what is the area of paper used to make one birthday cap? It's only the CSA. But you will say, you only said find TSA, so I found TSA. That is only the total surface area for the birthday cap. The curved surface area is the total surface area for the birthday cap. Don't go by the word total. Because total is used, I use total surface area formula. It's total surface area, meaning find the total area in that particular object. In a birthday cap, what is the total area? CSA only is the total area. Am I clear, children? How do you understand where, which area is the total area? Wherever you use the material, here the material is paper. You're using the paper to make the CSA. So find CSA. You are not using paper to cover the circular bottom of the cone. No paper is used there. Then there is no area there. It's open. Material is not used there. Where is the material used? Only CSA. So only pi RL you should find. You should find only pi RL. Pi RL answer into 10 will be the total surface area of the paper used to make the birthday caps, 10 birthday caps. Understood that? In the same way, these disposable, cups, disposable cups. Actually, it is not as the cups you see for tea, coffee, juice, and all that outside. They're not perfect cylinders. There's some that actually it's a frustum. It's called a frustum of a cone. But just leave that. Imagine you have a paper cup with you, which is perfectly cylindrical. Paper cups used to drink coffee, tea, juice outside. At home, we normally don't drink using them, right? That's why I said outside. Yeah. So okay, so the paper the paper cups, they're actually not perfectly cylindrical. They're not cylindrical. They come somewhat like this. That's a different shape. We're not talking about that shape. We'll just assume that our paper cup is perfectly cylindrical. Okay. And supposing you're making 10 such cups, what will, this is a question. Now don't listen. Okay, she's explaining something. I'm getting a question through this. Now, what will be the you are making you are very good at art and craft. You enjoy that. So you are making this paper cup, cylindrical paper cup. You are making. Okay, what will be the area? No, all of you. He makes a face. He makes. Seeing your reaction, I start laughing. And online students will have no clue. This teacher, she'll teach 4 lines and then she'll start laughing. They'll be like wondering why she's laughing. So I was talking about birthday caps, so suddenly 2 people became jokers in the class here. Birthday cap became joker's cap. Okay, children, my question is, if we make 10 cylindrical paper cups, if we make 10 cylindrical paper cups, what will be the total surface area of paper used? Now you will say, what is the radius and height? I don't want the numerical value. Just tell me that. You should find volume into 10. You should find CSA into 10. You should find TSA into 10. That's what I want. Substituting the numbers and calculating, that you should do, and you will do it. We just want to know, we just want to understand what we should find. Volume, CSA, TSA. What should you find and multiply by 10 is the actual understanding. Yeah, tell me. 10 cylindrical paper cups. Find total surface area of the cardboard or whatever cardboard used. They will say, see, supposing they say find the CSA, then you should find only CSA. If something has more than CSA in it, if a particular object has more than CSA in it, but the question is to find CSA, then you should shut up and find only the CSA. Don't find. நீங்க அதிக பிரசங்க தரமா அவங்க தப்பா கொடுத்தாங்க கொஸ்டின் சிஎஸ்ஏக்கு மேல இன்னும் ஏரியா இருந்தது நான் அதையும் கண்டுபிடிச்சிட்டேன் இன்னொன்னு சிஎஸ் சிஎஸ்ஏ கண்டுபிடிக்க சொன்னா சிஎஸ்ஏ மட்டும்தான் கண்டுபிடிக்கணும். டிஎஸ்ஏ கண்டுபிடிக்க சொன்னா என்ன மொத்த ஏரியா இருக்கோ அது மட்டும் தான் கண்டுபிடிக்கணும். டிஎஸ்ஏ ஃபார்முலா போட்டுறக்கூடாது. அந்த ஆப்ஜெக்ட்ல எங்கெல்லாம் ஏரியா இருக்கோ எங்கெல்லாம் மெட்டீரியல் யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்கோமோ அதெல்லாம் சேர்த்து அதெல்லாம் தான் டிஎஸ்ஏ. தட் மேக்ஸ் த டிஎஸ்ஏ. பட் I'm so sorry, online students. Don't get upset with me. I'm sorry. So if they ask you to find the CSA, find only the CSA. Now here it is TSA. So don't put the formula. Wherever material is used. Now tell me where all the material is used to make a paper cup. Will you use the material to make the CSA? Yes. Then will you cover the bottom of the cup? Yes. Will you cover the top of the cup? No. Top, no. Cylindrical cup, CSA you have to cover. So CSA, yes. It's a cup, so you have to cover the circular bottom. You have to cover. Top you will not cover because it's a tumbler. This is no. So what is the TSA here? These two make the TSA of the paper cup. For the paper cup, this is the total surface area or simply surface area. But this is not the CSA. If they ask you to find the CSA of the paper cup, you should find only CSA. You should not add the area of the base. CSA is only CSA. If they ask you to find the total surface area of the paper cup, what is the total surface area? CSA will be, you'll use the paper to make the CSA. You'll use the paper to cover the bottom, but not the top because it's a cup. So what is the formula to find the CSA? 2 pi RH. And the bottom is a circle, pi r square. Bottom is a circle, pi r square. So CSA 2 pi RH plus bottom pi r square. Should find this separately. Find this separately, find this separately. CSA of the cylinder, area of the base of the cylinder. Find it separately. CSA of the paper cup, base area of the paper cup. Base area of the paper cup, pi r square. Add these two answers into 10 will be the total surface area of cardboard used to make the 10 paper cups. I'm clear, right? Yeah. All right, children. So here coming to this question, a cone of height 24 centimeters has a CSA of 550. Find its volume. Now, since I've been talking for a long time, I'm just going to show you the answer and then I'll explain to you. Okay. Just work it somewhere behind your book. For practice, work it behind your book. Or maybe you can go through the working first. Or if you go through the working first, All right. Okay, I'm sorry to disturb. So when you're given, so here, what is it? We are given CSA. Curved surface area is 550 is given to you. And using that, you should find volume. CSA is given. CSA is equal to 550 is given. You should find volume. What's the formula to find volume of a cone? 1 by 3 pi r square h. So you need the value of r. Do you have it? No, we don't have. And you need the value of h. H we have 24. H we have 24. We have to find the volume. 1 by 3 pi r square h. We have h. We don't have r. So you should find r. That's why CSA is given. Why is CSA given? Why should they give you the CSA? What should they give to find volume? R and H, no? What should they give you to find volume? R and H. H is given 24. They should give you R. Instead of giving R, they've given you CSA 550. So why is that given? You should use that information and find R. If it's 1 mark question, they'll give you R and H. They'll say, come on, take this is the radius, this is the height, find the volume of the cone. 1 by 3 pi r square h, you will put the values and get it. Here, you have the height. You don't have the radius. Then how will you find the volume? To find the radius, they've given you some other information. That is the CSA 550. So you should use this information to find the radius of the cone. So what is TSA formula? Pi RL is equal to 550. Okay. Now here, now we know one thing. One equation, only one unknown. Like a condition it is, you know. If there's only one equation, only one unknown should be there. Now, do you know R? You don't know. Do you know L? You don't know. Now, this is only one equation. CSA is equal to 550. Pi RL is equal to 550. R, we don't know. L, we don't know. Then what's the use of this information? Because we can't do anything. In one equation, when you have two unknowns, there's no use. We can't find anything. So what you should do is, you must write L in terms of H and R. Because we know that L, H, and R, all the three are connected. L, H, and R in a cone, they're connected. They have a relation. Now you should write L in terms of H and R. Then what will happen? If you take away L and write it in terms of H and R, H is 24 is given. And R, it's okay, let it be R. The equation will have only one unknown R, and you can work and find R. So that's how you have to think. So first you should ask yourself, why have they given CSA to find volume? That's because height is given, but radius is not given. To find radius, they've given you this information. Okay, they've given this information. So let's work that. So pi RL is equal to 550. Now again, you have to take a break here. Like a speed breaker, you have to stop here. Because there's one equation, but two unknowns R and L. R, I don't know. L, I don't know. What will I do with one equation and two unknowns? So, you know, you have to find R. You want R. So what you have to do is this L, you know, L is equal to root of H square plus R square. See here, L is equal to root of H square plus R square. You should use that. Pi R into, what is L? Root of H square plus R square. Pi into R into L. Pi into R into L is equal to 550. Pi into R into L is root of H square plus R square is equal to 550. Now this looks better because pi is 22 by 7 into R, don't know, into root of, what is H square? 24 square plus R square is equal to 550. This looks better because one equation and only one unknown R. Yeah, this is better. So now we can solve this and find the value of R. Now we'll find R and we know H. In the question it's given H is 24. Using this equation, we'll find R. Then we can find the volume 1 by 3 pi R square H. So that's what it is. Yeah. So it is a simple situation. It's just how we understand the answer. So see here, curved surface area is given. So pi RL is equal to 550. So pi is 22/7 into R into L is root of. I've worked it here already earlier. Because you can visualize that. Pi RL, you can visualize this. Otherwise, if you think, how do I know that I have to work all this? Then don't do that. You can substitute here itself. Like I did it. Like I did this here. If you don't do that preparation earlier, it's okay, no problem. You can do it like this. Pi RL is equal to 550. Pi into R into what is L? Root of x square plus R square is equal to 550. 22/7 into R into root of 24 square plus R square. Like this you can work. So that's what I've substituted here. Okay. You understand? Is equal to 550. Now this 22/7 goes to the other side as 7/22. And they cancel in the tables of 11. I've cancelled and I've got 175. Don't multiply 550 and 7. You can cancel 22 and 550 in the tables of 11 and then in the tables of 2. Okay, so this gets cancelled and we get 175. This 22/7 goes to the other side as 7/22. Then after that, so we get 175. Now the thing is, we have the square root symbol. You want to get rid of that. You don't want the square root symbol because how will you calculate? So in order to proceed, you have to get rid of the square root symbol. So you'll have to square on both the sides. Squaring on both the sides. Why? To get rid of the square root symbol. So when you square on both the sides, this whole thing is squared. And this one is squared. So when you square this, R square. And when you square this one, the square and the square root, they'll get cancelled. So you get R square plus 576. Is equal to 175 into 175 is this one. When you square on both the sides, this one squared is equal to this one squared. 175 into 175 is this one. And when you square this one, R into this one, meaning like if you have A into B, the whole, okay, let me write like this. But if you have A into root B, the whole square. What is A square? A square into root B square. So this is, so it will be B, right? That situation only this is. So this is R square. Here the square root is gone. So it is R square plus 576 is equal to 30625. Then you know what is this equation called? It's a, what's the degree of this equation? The degree of this equation is 4. What do you call an equation whose degree is 4? Biquadratic polynomial, biquadratic equation. If the degree is 4, it's a biquadratic equation. It's a biquadratic equation. R to the power 4. So treat it like you can solve it by splitting the middle term. Treat it like a quadratic equation. It's biquadratic, but you treat it like a quadratic equation and split the middle term. In the next class, I'll tell you, it's difficult to find the factors. 621, 625 and 49, how will you find? I'll tell you in the next class. How to find the factors, I'll tell you. Okay, so the factors, will have to be perfect squares. You can see that 625 and 49 both are perfect squares. Now, when I share the answer with you, you just complete this in your book by Friday. In the class, just remind me, I'll tell you how to work this part. But the method is splitting the middle term. Like the product is minus 30,625. The sum is 576. So we find two numbers that satisfy the sum in the product. That one only we have done. And when you split the middle term will be R square. There'll be R square term because So there will be 625 r square, 49 r square, because this one is r square here. Then you group the first two terms, the last two terms. So you get r square minus 49 into r square plus 625 is equal to 0. So when you equate this one to 0, that is r square minus 49 is equal to 0. You get r square is equal to. Oh, that's a printing mistake. I mean, it's a typing mistake. I'll correct this. So after this, you should equate this r square minus 49 is equal to 0, or r square plus 625 is equal to 0. So you will get r square is equal to minus 625. That's not possible. R square is equal to negative value is not possible. So leave that. So here r square is equal to 49, r is equal to 7. So r is 7. We found the radius. Radius is 7. So now find the volume. All right. Got the children, all of you? Okay. All right, children. So that's it for today's session. Thank you. Online students, any questions?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, miss.
Very good. All right, children. That's it for today's session. Thank you so much. You may leave the call. I'll share all the images on WhatsApp. Please complete the notes by the next class on Friday.
Thank you.
Thank you, children. Good night.
Thank you, miss.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Yeah, see you.